So when we first step onto the path of spirituality, and I don't know why, but I don't like that word. It's so cliche. It puts everyone off. It makes people think they're above other people because they're more spiritual. And I really don't think it describes it. Like when I think of spirituality, it just is. It's what everything is. It's the meaning of everything. And I don't think you can really encompass that in one term. But when we first get into spirituality, or the self-actualization, figuring everything out, figuring out what this world, what this life, what it all is, and we start asking the questions, okay, who am I? What is this? The first thing, I feel like the first stage is we realize that this world is kind of ass backwards. A lot of the things that we've been taught, a lot of the things that we've consumed, a lot of the things that we've been eating, and we start to realize, okay, maybe things are kind of against us as humans. Like we have a lot of roadblocks to really step into our full potential, it seems like. You got the healthcare system is pretty ass backwards. Like we realize how messed up the world is. And then at least for me, it was, okay, I have to start doing everything that benefits me. I have to get away from the bad foods. I have to really remove myself from society. And I did for a while. I was forcing this discipline. And I think discipline is really good. Yeah, I think we need to eat better. I think we need to overcome our addictions. I think we do need to control ourselves and make the right choices to get the future that we want. But it gets to a point where we're forcing being spiritual. We think we have to get to a certain point by a certain time. We think we have to be freaking jumping out of our body and astral traveling by next month. We gotta read all these books. We gotta learn all this shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, from experience, the more you force being spiritual, the less spiritual you will become. Because really, what is the goal of spirituality, self-actualization? In my opinion, I think the main thing is letting go of all of the attachments that we have. Letting go of everything that we are a prisoner of. And I don't care how good it is. If we rely on it, if we depend on it, we are attached to it. And so just the same as if you're attached to drinking alcohol, or if you're attached to needing to read all these books, needing to get to a certain part in your spiritual journey, which really isn't, it shouldn't be looked at as a race, where you have to accomplish certain things. Really, it's a process of letting go of everything. Letting go of needing anything. Letting go of having to be a certain person. Letting go of having to arrive at a certain destination. And just being fully present and enjoying the journey, which I do struggle with sometimes. We all struggle with it. But the more you force doing spiritual things, that's not the point. The point is letting go of everything and becoming our most authentic self. There was a time when I thought I couldn't watch sports on TV. I grew up, I love sports. I always watched basketball, whatever on TV. And I got to a point where I was like, oh, the NBA, it's all fake. It's all entertainment. Pro sports are just entertainment. It's not really sports. And I got to a point where I was ignoring that part of myself. The part of myself that really loved sports. I stopped eating French fries. I wanted to eat 100% clean. But really, I wasn't solving the problem. Really, what we need to do is we need to find balance. Balance in all things is the key. So I watch NBA. I watch it a lot. I love watching basketball on TV. I love watching sports on TV. I do eat French fries, but I know the right amount of French fries to eat. And I know I still need to get my nutrients. I'm not overthinking eating healthy. I'm not attached to having to eat the right thing all the time. I would not eat what my mom was making and would have to make my own meals. Now I don't really care that much. I don't waste so much energy needing to do a certain thing. That is the definition of freedom right there. That is freedom. Not needing anything. And if you have to remove yourself from society, or if you have to go out in the woods or go live in the mountains to find some mental peace, then I don't think that is true spirituality. Honestly, I think that's a little mentally weak. I think it's avoiding. And you know, when I was looking at the world like, okay, the world's pretty messed up, I wasn't looking at it from the highest perspective that I really could have. Now I kind of look at all of the negative things, all the things that are like against us. It's really just part of existence. Like down to the atomic level, there is positive and negative, there is duality in every single atom that makes up reality. There's always a good side and a bad side, a protagonist and an antagonist. And when you look at the bad things that are happening in this world, all the politics, whatever, if you get caught up in that, all the bad shit going on, you are a victim to it. But if you look at it as, oh, it's just a part of life, you transcend it and you release your attachment to it, and it doesn't affect you anymore. You cannot be affected by the bad things because you're not getting caught up in it. You have transcended duality and you have become one. And that's when we talk about, supreme balance, balancing the left and right hemispheres of the brain. It's deeper. It manifests itself in multiple levels in our life, in our body, outside of us, inside of us. It's all the same shit. When you're forcing an outcome, you're trying to be spiritual. Really what we should be trying to do is working through our traumas. Looking at how we are programmed in a disempowering way and how we can program ourselves to become limitless. That's what we should be doing. Attacking your traumas, attacking your disempowering beliefs. That is something we should do because those are blockages. Letting go of all the blockages, all the attachments, and just being. Still having an intention of where to go, but really letting go of that. Enjoying the process. Just being, just existing. Transcending our thoughts, transcending our mind, getting out of our own head, and just being fully in the present moment. And the things will come. The things that you desire, the spiritual goals that you have will come. And they might even come faster when you stop forcing them so much. You are really a prisoner to what you desire. That's really what, you're a prisoner to what you desire. It has a hold on your psyche. If you don't get this or accomplish this, then you're going to be unfulfilled. And we are always trapped in this cycle of being unfulfilled. Like I get stuck in it all the time. Like driving home today from a trip, I wanted to get home so bad and I was so tired of being in the car that I was obsessing over getting out of the car. But then I thought, like, why can't I just relax and enjoy being in the car? Put myself fully in the present, see what the present has to offer me. There's so much unnecessary suffering because we're wishing for something else to happen. We're wishing, okay, we're not going to be happy, we're not going to be fulfilled till we accomplish X, Y, and Z. Your desires are holding you captive. That's what it is. We can have goals, sure. We can have things to shoot for. But let go of having to accomplish them by this date. If we focus on just taking consistent action, we don't have to force all this discipline. Yes, we do have to make the right choices. Like our choices still have an impact into the future, but like we can still eat a French fry. We can still balance things. And I'm observing older people, and a lot of them, like my 93-year-old grandfather, he spoons ice cream out of the carton. This dude is in really good health. So I'm thinking, like, it's not all like what you eat. Like the most clean, fit person, they die. So what are the things that matter? Maybe the relationships that we have, being around people, being excited or energized by what we do on a daily basis, like being fully involved in our passions, not caring what other people think anymore and just not giving a shit and just going for what we want. Again, letting go of all this unnecessary suffering that we're holding in our psyche that is draining our energy. And when we beat ourselves up for indulging in something that we think we shouldn't have, we just we continue the cycle of suffering in our head. And if you look at the ice cream and say, this tastes really good, like you send it good, positive energy instead of eating the ice cream like, oh, I shouldn't be eating this. It's my guilty pleasure, like I really shouldn't be doing it. Like if our thoughts, if our feelings can affect the food we eat, that's why we say grace, right? To affect the food we eat to make sure it nourishes our body. If we're guilty about eating the ice cream or eating the French fries, what kind of impact? How is our body going to digest that? But when I'm eating the French fries, I'm like, I'm grateful for these French fries. These French fries really taste good. And I tell my body, like, you're going to use these French fries. You're going to fuel my muscles. It's going to fuel my brain, right? And I truly believe that your body is going to be able to use it a lot better. Is life going to test us? Yeah, life is going to test us, no doubt. If we don't pass those tests, will we keep falling back into old patterns and negative cycles and all that? Yeah, for sure. But I feel like life, if I were to pick one thing that life has tested me in the most, it's how can I let go? It's seeing how can you let go? Truly let go. Can you trust that things will work out? Can you let go of having to control everything? That is probably the toughest test because we think we need to control everything. But once we just let go and we stop living in the future and we really bring our focus in the present, I think that's when things start to speed up. But as long as our internal state is aligned with our external, as long as we're not fighting this war in our head and we have learned how to control our mind, then things are going to speed up. Because that's where time speeds up, in the present moment. It is a portal. The present moment is a time portal. And I think it gets a lot deeper than that. I think I'm starting to learn about how powerful being present really is. Suffering can't exist there. Anxiety, stress, depression, mental chatter can't exist if we're fully present. So the main goal is letting go of everything. The more you force being spiritual, the further away you actually get from becoming spiritual and becoming enlightened. And the more you create burdens for yourself, the more you keep yourself a prisoner. And when we all truly let go and we process all the blockages that we have within us, and we gain control over our mind, like in the last video I talked about how to actually relax your mind and stop mental chatter. Go check that out. Then I think we really have learned the lesson of this life, which is to not depend or be a victim to anything. True limitlessness. So hopefully that helps. Peace.